Class C2 state quarterfinal basketball on News Channel Nebraska. Number 1 Freeman 24-1. Number 8 Archbishop Bergan out of Fremont 16-9. But they've won 6 of their last 7. Do not discount the Knights. But it is Trevor Reed getting going early. Hits that 3 ball for the Freeman Falcons. They got the first basket, but Bergan did get a 4-3 advantage. It was short-lived because of plays like this. Hudson Petrovsky, the deflection, the lay-in, the senior fired up for a campaign at the state tournament as the 1 seed. Now up 7 points, but Trent Molnarek and company trying to stay in the ball game. The sophomore lays it in. This Archbishop Bergan team does not have a senior. They start 4 sophomores and a junior. And it's a 9-point cushion for the senior-laden Falcons. But that's when Cale Sheets shows up to the ball game. 6'1 sophomore, didn't score in the first quarter. He did in the second quarter to the tune of 9, including that one from long range. Petrovsky keeping at it. He was steady throughout the game. More from Bergan now. And again, it's Molnarek. He finds his way down the left baseline for 2. And at half, it's a 1-point lead for the top seed Freeman. The third quarter belonged to the Falcons. They shot it, and they shot it well. That's Easton Buss. He was 0 for in the first half. The second half, different story. Trevor Reed gets the friendly bounce. He picks up where he left off. Ended up leading the team in scoring with 14. Double-figure lead, but not for long. There is Cale Sheets again. 5 for 8 from beyond the arc for the sophomore for the Knights. Now they're still down 11. And guess who you go to? It's Sheets again. Similar spot. He can't believe it. He's firing up the crowd. This is their type of game. It was a 12-point lead with 1:09 left in the third quarter for Freeman. Now they start the fourth quarter, and they got to go against that guy, Gavin Baker. Star junior, 6'6", terrific job not fouling, still getting the block. Here they're down 11 with 7 minutes left, and Cale Sheets heats up once more. We've seen a lot of him. He hits that 3. Now down to a 5-point game. Back up to 8. There's Buss. Calm, cool, collected, sinks the 3. Was it a dagger? Well, now they're up 8, but not quite because of shots like that. How about that from Trey Mooney, falling down, still sinks it from the left wing. Comeback almost complete. 1-point ball game after another bucket from Molnarek. The 12-point lead for Freeman cut to 1. And eventually free throws for Gavin Baker after a steal for Bergan. And they win it 51-49. The Knights pull off the 8-1 upset, and the team with no seniors advances to the semifinals. Number 4 Summerland against number 5 Exeter Milligan Friend. The Bobcats against the Bobcats. Northeast Nebraska against Southeast Nebraska. A spot in the state semifinals in Class C2 on the line. Preston Hoke knows that, and he's shooting like his career depends on it. Summerland plays almost exclusively seniors, Hoke among those. And Mason Bossler, he's a senior for EMF, and he finds the range from the right side. These teams trading buckets, trading the lead in the first quarter. And that one goes in, and you think this might be a good day for EMF. Rattles around, out, and back down for Mikey Bartu, who fought through some illness to persevere and play a good game this morning. 3 ball goes for Hoke. He was really shooting it well today. Ended up with 3 from distance. Now passing. We saw Bossler shooting earlier. There he dumps it down to Grady Bresson. He's a star 6'6" sophomore, averaging 17 per game, rather. He only scored those 2 points, though, in the first half, and Summerland in control heading to the third quarter. But before that, a deep 3 ball. That's the sophomore Kelton Kirchhoff getting loose. He had another 3-point play later on in the quarter. Still first half, and more from Hoke. This time he misses, but it winds up right into the arms of Alex Schindler, his senior teammate. Finished with 15 points on 6 of 8 shooting. Now to half number 2, and it's a 5-point lead for Summerland. And EMF gets it inside to Zach Bossler. Double-figure scorer for EMF. Summerland, though, shooting well in the third. And another bucket for Preston Holt. The lead reached double digits for Summerland, but not for long. EMF charging back, 3-point game, and that is when Preston Holt gets a steal and a dunk. And Preston Holt changes the momentum of the game. No longer a one-possession effort. Kicked off a 9-0 run, thanks in part to more from Holt. He gets the steal, misses this shot, but there is Ryan Reif to put it back through. And the lead continues to grow heading to the fourth quarter for Summerland. The Bobcats hoping to close it out. They're up 10, and guess who? It's Preston Holt. Finished with a game-high 20 points to pair with 6 rebounds. Also had 5 steals in this game. Defense playing a major factor. Three-pointer goes. That was Mikey Bartu playing his last high school basketball game because Summerland starting to pull away. Alex Schindler helping to do it. The Bobcats make enough plays, particularly on defense, forcing 25 EMF turnovers, and Alex Schindler puts this game away with a bucket. For the first time as a consolidated school district, Summerland gets a Boys State basketball tournament win. The Class C2 state quarterfinals. Number 2, Yutan. Number 7, West Holt, trying to earn a spot on Friday. The loser, their season comes to a close. Yutan 19-5, West Holt 21-5, and it's the Huskies who get going first. Zach Huey from range. He's a big fella. He's not scared to step back and pull the trigger and hit. It's a 5-0 start. The Chieftains have the response. Ryan McGuire for 3. But here's the problem. That was their only made shot of the first quarter. Meanwhile, West Holt hitting shots like that. Mason Crumrine pulls up, knocks it through from the left wing, and we go to the second quarter, 11-4 Huskies. A.J. Ahrensberg steps through. He's able to finish. Chieftains giving up some size inside, but Ahrensberg did get some work done. He finished with a team-high 8 points. The shooting working. Andrew Rentschler, 3 made threes on the day for West Holt, despite his dislocated elbow, still launching and still hitting. How about the senior, Vinny Blackford, averaging less than a point per game. He gets on the board in the state tournament, hits the jumper. And we go to the halftime break with West Holt firmly in front. Now it continues here in the third quarter. Ahrensberg gets another bucket, but you're not going to see much else from Yutan in this period. It was dominated by this man, Zach Huey. He had 10 points, 5 rebounds in the third quarter alone. Absolutely took over this ball game. Here he is from the right side. A 6-0 personal run for Huey, adding to the separation which was already present in this ball game. Andrew Rentschler splashes in another 3 ball. All the momentum with the 7 seed. They're feeling upset and heading to the fourth quarter in complete control, led by as much as 25. Ahrensberg did keep getting some chances there after Tyler Witt found him with the pass. Now it's Witt going to work again. We'll take another look at that Ahrensberg bucket. This Yutan team trying to figure out its offense. Never really did. They got it going in the fourth quarter when the game was out of hand. Witt hit that shot and also hit this shot. But the story is West Holt. The Huskies use tremendous defense to build a big lead, and they finish it off 48-33. And for the first time since 1988, the Huskies are on to the state semifinals. And it's Cross County, the 3 seed, going against Cedar Catholic, the 6 seed. We'll begin things with Cross County. And they get the first lead of the ball game. It's Langdon Arbuck cutting to the hoop. But offense was hard to come by in this game. You see that. We're 2.5 minutes in. There's only 2 points on the board. There's the first 2 of the ball game for Cedar Catholic and Braden Reifenrath. These teams pride themselves on defense. We weren't surprised to see that be part of the focus of this game. Mason Ballard, though, breaks through with a 2. We're trading blows early in this game. Turned into a game of runs. Here's Langdon Arbuck again. Solid first half for him. He finished the game with 9 points on 4 of 10 shooting. Now back to Cedar, end of the first quarter. Can that put some momentum with the Trojans? A three-pointer splashed in by Aaron Wertman. Well, not really any rhythm, so there wasn't a one momentum play carrying over to another. It was just every team, when they got a chance, trying their best to take advantage, and that's exactly what happened after a turnover. Brock Allen got loose and got the lay-in, and we head to halftime with a 16-11 score in favor of Cross County. And it's the Cougars hitting from distance, Thatcher Hansen, to open up half number 2. They're leading by 7 here, but this is about when the offense dried up for Cross County, and the offense started going for Jamison Cotto and Cedar Catholic. The Cougars of Cross County did not score for the final 6 minutes of the third quarter, allowing the Trojans to get back into this ball game. Hunter Benson with 2. Now a couple minutes to go in the third quarter, and it's shooting from the corner for Ballard. And Cedar Catholic grabbing momentum at the end of the quarter. Last seconds, and it's another 3. Hunter Benson from the right wing drains it. And Cedar Catholic outscores Cross County 18-8 in the third quarter. We head to the fourth, and it's a 5-point lead for the Trojans. That 5 points erased right away. Brock Allen hits a 3. The Cougars proceed to get another bucket. And we go to the fourth quarter. That was actually the start of the fourth there. Now the final couple minutes. Three-pointer from the right side. Drained it. Big-time basket. Nolan Becker. He's been quiet all day. Hits it when it counts. And it's a 2-point ball game. Thrown right to Hengelfeld. There was Becker, who had the steal, tried to save it into a teammate. Actually, it was Cotto with the steal. Threw it right to Wyatt Hengelfeld. Now, here's Hengelfeld on the attack. Thatcher Hansen with a beautiful find, and the 6'6" senior puts it through. He had a game-high 10. This ties the game up. Big-time shot by Mason Ballard. We're all even at 38, but it's Cross County who gets to the line and hangs on, making just enough free throws to win it 41-38.
Wausa, Fullerton tipping it off in the Class D2 boys basketball state quarterfinals. A trip to the semifinals on the line here in the Devaney Center on Thursday night. Matthew Schindler had a tough start, but he got it going with that three-pointer at the top of the key. Then Fletcher Dubas going baseline, trying to keep the Warriors in the ball game. Then Dubas finds Nolan Dubas for 3, keeping it a 1-point ball game. But that's when Wausa would take over. Schindler from the free throw line rattles that one home. That decisive second quarter, Schindler still going as he hits that one from just inside the arc. Then Nip getting things going for the Vikings. Second half, it was more of the same for Wausa. This time, Bowie draining that one. Then the long three-pointer from Gonser as Fullerton tries to stay in it. Again, it's Schindler, this time from deep for the Vikings. We go to the fourth quarter where Wausa would salt this one away. Bowie, another three-pointer. He buries that one. Then Bowie all the way to the hoop. The nice fake as he helps the Vikings cruise to an easy first-round victory over Fullerton, heading to the semifinals for the first time in 22 years. Elgin Public, Pope John, and Wynot meeting in the Class D2 state quarterfinals, and it was a doozy. Steinhaus spinning getting the basket to fall for the Blue Devils. Then EPPJ gets the triple from Koloff. He was hot in the first half, but Wynot got their own three-pointer as well. Spinning that one in were the Blue Devils with Oleg Mueller. Then the steal, and Cook getting to the basket, laying it in for two. EPPJ keeping this at arm's length or within striking distance as Koloff fires up another three-pointer in the second quarter. EPPJ gets the putback off the offensive rebound from Erickson, who had himself a night, 27 points and 13 boards. Then another putback for the Wolfpack. This time it was Selting putting it back in for two. And Wynot answering. They get the baseline jumper from Hymas. Blue Devils forcing the steal and getting the basket with Brummer this time around. Then Brummer gets a three-pointer from deep to spur the Blue Devils further on. We go to the fourth quarter, and the three-pointer from Steinhaus this time around. Wolfpack trying to answer. It's their big man Erickson hitting that three-pointer from the corner. Then yet another triple from Erickson as he weaves through the traffic flying by him. Free throws were a little bit of a struggle down the stretch for the Blue Devils, but off the rebound, Hymas forces the steal and helps ice the game for the Blue Devils. Wynot heading to the semifinals for the third straight season with the win over EPPJ.